What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick. Welcome to my channel. As you can see on your screen, we are basing everything around Total Extreme Wrestling. If you're not a wrestling fan, this probably isn't the channel for you. As a lot of you know, if you are into wrestling and you do follow these videos, there are quite a few out on YouTube, and that is why I am here to tell you things are going to be running a little bit differently with this series. One, we are using Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, as you can see up there on the title of the screen, basically. It's the new game. I can't exactly remember when it came out. I only got it about a week ago, so it's pretty new. Total Extreme Wrestling 2013 was the previous game. But yes, I did say we are going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, a lot of people come on here, they do their own thing. I have collaborated with two other guys. I don't mean collaborated as in they're making YouTube channels as well. I'm the only one making the channel. But to make it more entertaining for you guys, me and two other guys are playing the game together. So to give you a brief overview, I have split three brands. I've got the WWE Real World mod from starting around June 2016. But the exciting part is I have added certain wrestlers, just to even it out, to make sure we've got even numbers, that sort of thing. And yes, we've drafted our own rosters between three brands. Got my mate Nicola, his name's Nicola. He is doing Monday Night Raw, on a Monday obviously. I am running SmackDown on a Tuesday, so we're going SmackDown live on Tuesdays like it will be in a few days' time when the Real World does a brand split. And we got my mate Michael, who is doing NXT, which is now a part of the WWE as a brand itself. So I've modded everything around as well myself to fix things up. And he's running NXT on a Wednesday. Now, the pay-per-view schedule, I'll actually pop it up for you now. If I can find it. I do apologise, I'm not really used to this one just yet. So as you can see, we've got Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They're all 2 hours long. I'm giving you an overview again. They're 2 hours long, not 3. That way I want to give all the pay-per-views much more, excitement to be 3 hours. You can tell it's a pay-per-view that way. They're all very high prestige order to keep everything good. And all A shows, of course. Now, the events. This is what everybody's probably wondering. We've got the Royal Rumble. Again, this is going to be happening on the 4th week of January. So it's the January pay-per-view. Running 3 hours. Obviously, it's historic. It is the Royal Rumble. Then we've got Michael's first NXT special. Now, these are going to run on Thursdays. So I've entwined his pay-per-views. I've made sure everybody gets 4 solo pay-per-views each. So there'll be 4 NXT takeovers for the NXT brand. There'll be 4 Raw pay-per-views and 4 SmackDown pay-per-views. And then, of course, the 4 dual-branded pay-per-views. So we've got NXT TakeOver Reckoning. I allowed each of them to select their own names for their pay-per-views. I don't mean names, like I let Michael choose random names for TakeOver because I don't really like the actual TakeOver names. I think Nicola, he changed one name and the rest are pretty much actual wrestling names. And we try to keep it old school. The rosters, by the way, are not old school. There are a couple of former employees in there, but not a lot. I will get to that in a moment. We've got No Way Out, which will take place also in February, but on the Sunday. So SmackDown, which is me, and NXT will get their pay-per-views in the same month. We are starting in June, so forget about those ones for a bit. WrestleMania, of course, will happen in March. That's the only pay-per-view in March, running 4 hours. It's legendary. What we're going to do for the special pay-per-views where there's all 3 brands, we're going to get together at the one location and make the pay-per-view card how we see fit. The Royal Rumble, we haven't determined how exactly we're going to decide the Royal Rumble winner yet. We might have to do a little spin the wheel kind of thing to determine which brand gets to have the winner in there, but we'll decide that later. Then we've got Michael's second pay-per-view for NXT, which is Respect. He's kept that name from the Real World. That happens on Thursday, week 4 April, so he gets a couple of months break between his solo pay-per-views. Then we got Backlash, which is a Raw pay-per-view. That occurs the same month as TakeOver. Got Judgment Day, that happens the next month in May. That is my pay-per-view, SmackDown. Unforgiven, which again is a Raw pay-per-view. That happens in June. And then we have another NXT TakeOver, which is a new name, Unbreakable. That happens again on the Thursday of week 4 of July. So that blends in because you got No Mercy, which is my pay-per-view. And that happens on week 4 July. Now, this is where I wanted to discuss. Unbreakable is going to be the first... Unforgiven is going to be the first pay-per-view, which will happen in 3 weeks because we're starting on week 1 June. I think I said Unforgiven. And then we got Unbreakable, which will be in July, followed by my pay-per-view. So my pay-per-view is actually about a month away, so you'll have to wait for that one. Then we got SummerSlam, which is of course the 3 brands again. Warzone will take place in September. That's a new name. That's a Monday Night Raw pay-per-view, if you were wondering. Then we got the Great American Bash, which is of course SmackDown. Survivor Series between all 3 brands. Then Michael has his last takeover, which is the end. And then finally a Raw pay-per-view in Armageddon. And then we basically wrap around again. So that is the pay-per-view schedule. I thought I'd get that out of the way so you could all see it. Ignore these here. Ryback has moral issues. I should have really fixed up his contract settings at the start before I edited it, but I forgot, and I really don't want to go through and fix the whole rosters again. That took me a lot of effort. Charlotte was a bit disappointed because I gave Ric Flair... I released Ric Flair because I didn't want him on the roster. So yeah, as I said, the roster took me a lot of work to do. I'm going to go over that now. Apologies, I have a bit of a cough. So the roster I split into 3 brands. I made sure before I went into the game I gave everybody the correct face and heel turn that my 2 friends asked me to do, so I don't have to prepare the turns and then make the heel turn or face turn during the game. So I've already done that. I'm going to jump into the roster, and before you quickly get a view of it, I'm going to switch the brand to Raw. So we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw. You'll already see that name up the top. There is going to be some names that you know from Ring of Honor, New Japan, Lucha Underground, that kind of thing. So it's not all WWE, so don't be too, gutted, disappointed. I know a lot of you fans from everywhere else are going to be very happy. So we're going to go through the entire roster for Raw. This is obviously run by Nicola, as I said. You'll have the first show. So we did the draft. We did it in multiple stages, just so you guys know. We did the superstars first, so this is male superstars. Then we did the divas. The male superstars, I added in all the NXT roster, the current NXT roster in there. So basically Nakamura, all of them. Then we had the divas. We did tag teams separately. So we got all 3 members of the Wyatt family, say if you wanted them, if you picked the Wyatt family, New Day, that sort of thing. So you got stables and tag teams were separately drawn in the draft. And we also got to draw our own referees, our own backstage personnel and that sort of thing. We also did a little special draw, as I basically said before. We got some special names from Ring of Honor, etc. I called them the indie free agents. We got 15 free agents and we were allowed to draw from those in a little draft pick. So I got very unlucky. The main talent, which was the male superstars, I was drawn 3rd. You'll see that in a moment. Nicola drew 2nd for the male talent and Michael got 1st. So he got Nicola got 1st pick. And you'll see who he picked in a moment. I'll tell you, it's down the bottom. So, without me blubbering on, you probably don't care about that. Let's get into the roster. So, Nicola went with Alicia Fox, Angelo Dawkins. I went off Wikipedia. He was apparently in the main roster. So, Angelo Dawkins is a heel. He took Apollo Crews as a face, of course. Austin Aries as a heel. Disappointed me. I kind of wanted Austin Aries. Baron Corbin as a heel. Big fan of Baron Corbin. Again, was probably one of the ones I would have taken, but it was taken well before I had the chance. Bayley as a face, which, a bit disappointing for Nicola, is going to be his main diva. I know Bayley's good, but that's the only real, let's say, top diva. He's got Nikki Bella in there, but let's be honest, who likes Nikki Bella? So he's got Bayley to lead the way for his women. He's a big Sasha fan, so he was a bit disappointed that, I won't spoil who took her, but either me or Michael took her. So Billie Kay, of course, she's Australian like me. I'm not the biggest fan of her just yet. I'm a more Peyton Royce fan. But yeah, it's a pretty good pick, I guess. He's got Booker T, who is going to be one of his commentators, I believe. Brock Lesnar, that was a big draft pick. He's going to be a face alongside Paul Heyman for Nicola there on Raw. Buddy Murphy, so he's got Murphy and Blake. Well, Blake and Murphy. No. Yeah, Buddy. I keep thinking, where's Blake? But he's Wesley Blake. So Murphy and Blake. He's got Byron Saxton on his commentary team. Carmella. He did mention to me he's thinking of doing something with Bay Mella, so you might have to look forward to that. I don't exactly know what their storylines are going to be. That's the only thing I've found out so far. He's got Kathy Kelly as his backstage chick. She's probably one of my favourites. I kind of wanted her, but you'll see who I got. Cody Rhodes. Now, this is one thing I wanted to mention. He's a heel. Unfortunately, the authors of Pain from NXT were not in the game. Sonny Dinsel and the other guy, I can't remember his name, I do apologise. They weren't available even in the game at all. So I gave him a few options to choose from, and he took Legacy. So you'll see later Ted DiBiase is on the roster as well. Dan Engler, who's a referee. Dash Wilder, so he's got the Revival. Dave Wirtz is a referee. I think it's Drake, but I renamed him because Drake sounds crap for Wirtz. Anyway, Fandango, so he's got Breezango. Greg Hamilton for backstage stuff. Jerry Lawler on his commentary team. He's got the Usos. John Morrison, here's another one, or Johnny Mundo. I don't know if he's going to change his name, but we'll get to that later. He's got Kalisto, so he's got the Lucha Dragon. He's got Master Kane, Lana, who will be with Rusev. Maurice will be with The Miz. He's got Matt Sydal, of course, Evan Bourne. If you didn't know him, or if you remember him, that is Matt Sydal. That's a good signing. He took him in the free agency. Michael Cole, who's his lead commentator. He's got Mike Chioda, one of the senior officials in WWE. Mojo Riley, so he's got the Hype Bros. Nia Jax, that's a good signing. That's a good diva to have. She'll have to build up a little bit. Nikki Bella, who is, yes, I guess, the other top woman or diva. But, yeah, I think he's got her as a heel. That could work a little bit better than being a face like she was in real life for a while. Paul Heyman managing Lesnar. He's got Randy Orton. That's a big signing, of course. This is probably, in my opinion, the biggest free agency signing. And he's taken Ricochet, which is a very smart move from Nicola on Monday Night Raw. Rosa Mendez, meh. That's enough said about that. Rusev, that's a good heel signing, I think. Ryback, again, meh. Scarlett Bordeaux was one of the free agency divas. There was 3 divas. Now, I'll spoil it now for you. NXT, or Michael, he didn't take any of the divas, so I ended up getting 2 divas, whereas Nicola got 1. So I got a bit unlucky on that side. She's pretty good, actually. He should use her probably straight away if I were him anyway. Scott Armstrong, referee. There's the other member of the Revival who has a very funny photo. He used to be called Damian Darling. Shinsuke Nakamura was the number 1 pick overall in this draft, so that was disappointing. He was going to be my pick, to be honest. He did offer me a trade, but I rejected. Sin Cara, the other member of the Luchas. Got Summer Rae, Tara, Taya Valkyrie. Okay, I apologize. He ended up getting 2 of the divas from the free agency. I ended up getting 1, so I didn't get the bad end of that deal. I thought I did, but I mustn't have. So he's got Taya Valkyrie. She was around the Ring of Honor scene, or Shimmer, I think. Ted DiBiase, of course, the other member of Legacy, The Miz. He got The Undertaker. I was close to picking him up, but he just took him. He's got him as an occasional wrestler on Raw brand. I don't know if he'll change that, but we'll probably see that in the future. Titus O'Neil. Darren Young's not on this roster, so he's obviously separate. Tyler Breeze, Breezango, Wesley Blake. And yes, that is Nicola's roster for Monday Night Raw. Let's move on to... We'll leave mine till last. We'll go NXT. Now, this is a good roster. My mate Michael, he's a big wrestling fan. He's been to... What is it now? 28, 30, 31. He's been to 4 WrestleManias now, whereas I've only been to 2. So, yeah, he knows a lot of wrestling stuff, so... You can see how good his roster is. So he's got Aiden English, he's got the Vaudevillains. AJ Styles, he took the club in the team, so yeah, that was a bit disappointing. I wanted him, I wanted the club, but that didn't happen. He's got Del Rio as a heel, of course. Becky Lynch, that's a good signing, another one that I wanted. It's got Enzo and Cass, he's got the Social Outcasts, all 4 of them, or 3 of them now actually. Cesaro, again, stole him from me. Chad Patton, the referee. Charlotte will be his top diva, I believe. Christopher Daniels, one of the free agency signings, that's a very, very good signing. Corey Graves, very good again to be his colour commentator for NXT. Curtis Axel, Dana Brooke, another good signing. I believe that's a referee. Danilo. Dasha Fuentes will be his ring announcer. David Otunga, don't know what he's going to do with him just yet because he didn't tell me he wanted him on the announce team. He's currently got Corey Graves and can't remember who. Mauro Ronaldo as his announce crew. He's got Elias Sampson, Enza Amore, Eva Marie. Thank God I didn't get hurt. I didn't want her. Finn Balor, yep, very good. Heath Slater, Hideo Itami, a good signing as well. Or good draft pick, I should say. Jack Swagger, Jay Briscoe, and Jay Lethal. 2 huge draft picks from the free agency. Indie free agency, as I called it. John Cone, referee. Johnny Gargano, again, big draft pick. JoJo, Carl Anderson, of course. Kevin Owens, that was his first pick, actually. Kevin Owens was his number 1 pick. Number 2 overall in the draft. He's got the Ascension. He's got Kota Ibushi, another huge draft. Well, actually, this was a signing, more or less, from the free agency. Liv Morgan, the diva from NXT. Luke Gallows, Mandy Rose, another NXT woman who doesn't really appear that much. Mauro Ranallo, of course. Neville. Nick Miller, he's got TM61. That's 2 Australians, which is really cool. Noe Oze. Paige. Peyton Page is actually a big... No one... All 3 of us forgot about her And then he took her just as I noticed. It was a bit annoying because I could have gotten away with another diva there. Peyton Royce, smart move. Rod Zapata, Sami Zayn, and Samoa Joe. Yeah, he's got a good roster, as you can see. And the fact I picked third really made things tough for me. But you'll see, I think I've done pretty well considering I got to pick third. And anyway, we've got Scott Stafford, Seth Rollins, another huge pick. He's got a lot of stars. I don't know what he's going to do with all of them. Shane Thorne, so TM61's other member. Simon Gotch, the other vaudevillain member. He's got Stephanie McMahon as his general manager. I did forget to mention John Laurinaitis. I haven't put him on there yet. But John Laurinaitis is going to be Raw's general manager. Got the Big Show, Tommaso Ciampa. Again, another big one. Perfect 10, Tyson Kidd, Victor, and Will Ospreay. That's another huge draft pick. Let's move on to mine. We're kind of going near close to the 20-minute mark here. Tuesday night SmackDown. I'm going to have to start getting used to saying that. So, Adam Cole. He was one of my draft picks. I got two of my draft picks as the first two. Now, I had a plan coming into the free agency, and I got two. Now, Alex Shelley is one of the ones that I really wanted, and you'll see why later. So, I got Adam Cole as a heel. Alex Shelley as a face. Yes, a face. I've got Alexa Bliss. I picked her up a little bit later, which I was pretty happy with. Got Andrade Almas, a good cruiserweight. Got Asuka. Now, she's going to be my my second top diva. I'm pretty happy. I've got Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and obviously, I can spoil it now, I've got Sasha Banks as my top diva, so that is going to be really interesting. I've got Asuka as a heel as well, so that'll make things even more interesting. I've got Big E, so I've got the New Day. I got Bobby Roode, very happy about that. That was one I was really pleased about. Got him as a heel. Got the Wyatt family, again, surprised nobody took them straight away, but I got the whole Wyatt family. I got the Dudley Boys as heels. I've got American Alpha, very happy about that as well. Charles Robinson, of course, he's got to be on SmackDown. It's Charles Robinson. I got the world's greatest tag team. I know they're getting a bit old, but I'll get maybe a year or two out of them, maybe if I'm lucky. I don't know how I got them. I think I just added them into the whole thing. Yeah, I just added them to the whole roster at the start because we needed some fill-ins. So I added them in. I've got a Gift of Jericho as a heel. Very happy. Chris Sabin. That's what I was talking about earlier. I've got the Motor City Machine Guns on my roster. Again, don't know what I'm going to do with them. Who knows when they will debut. If they'll debut straight away, I don't know just yet. Daniel Bryan. I brought him back from retirement, of course. The game doesn't register that he's injury prone, I don't think. So I've got Daniel Bryan. I've got to change his push. He's an authority figure now at the moment. Darren Young, I've got him as a face. I don't know if I'll use him much. Derek Moore, referee. Dean Ambrose. Dolph Ziggler, two pretty good draft picks. Devon Dudley, again, the Dudley Boys. I got Emma, another good woman, on my roster. I've got the Shining Stars. See what happens with them. Another member of the White family. I've got the Golden Truth. Again, I was kind of forced to have them the last couple picks. Refereeing Jason Ayers. I got the Alpha, of course, as I mentioned. JBL is going to be half of my commentary team. He is teaming up with Tom Phillips, who is lower. I got Cena. Got Cena pretty high up in the draft. I forget who my number one pick was now. Yes, I'm getting to that. Cena was number 2 for me. Kelly Klein, she was one of the free agent. She was the other free agent woman. I'm not sure how much I'll use her. Kofi Kingston, New Day. Luke Harper, Wyatt family. Mark Henry as a heel. Again, probably won't be used too much just yet. Naomi should probably be a top diva as well. Natalia, top diva. I've got some pretty good divas, I'll be honest. For the other Shining Star. Renee Young will be my backstage interviewer and that. She's probably the best one. The most experienced, I guess, now at the moment. Rhino as a heel. I might use him a little bit later on. Rich Swann, again, he'll be an up-and-comer. He'll probably have a lot of pre-show matches to start off with. Roderick Strong. This is a big signing. This is huge draft pick or free agency pick, whatever you want to call it. Got him as a face. Now, I don't know if that'll stay, but we'll have to wait and see what I do with him. Roman Reigns as a heel. Yes, he has to be a heel. I don't know what I'm going to do with him as well, but that's a pretty big pick. Even though a lot of people hate him, but it's a game. He's going to be a big guy. R-Truth, don't care. Ryan Tran, Sarah Lee, I was kind of forced to pick her. Had no real choice. Because Daria, I originally had on the main roster, but I couldn't pick her. She wasn't on there, so I had to go with Sarah Lee. Sasha Banks. Shane McMahon is my general manager, of course. He actually is the real life commissioner now, so that's interesting. Sheamus as a heel, I'm really like Sheamus. I'm pretty happy with that one. Shelton Benjamin, of course. Tamina, Tom Phillips, Tony Chimmel's my ring announcer. Triple H is my number 1 draft pick. He was top. I don't know if I'm going to use him straight away. Again, I haven't decided. We'll have to wait and see. And again, he won't be around for much longer. But again, it says occasional wrestler. I'm going to make him a full-time wrestler. This is TEW. It's not real life. And Xavier Woods. So considering I had the 3rd pick, I'm pretty happy with my roster. Guys, make sure you comment below if you are watching this and you're interested. Comment below on whose roster you think is the best. I'd love to know what you guys think. I'm pretty happy with mine. Again, I think NXT is the best, but I'm pretty happy with what I've got to work with. But we're already over the 20-minute mark. I wanted to keep this probably shorter than that, but I'll try and aim for 30. I'll go over the titles we've got in here. We've got the NXT title. We've got the NXT Junior title. This is the one that Michael brought in. It's basically going to be cruiserweights because the maximum weight is lightweight, so it's lightweight or under. So again, I don't know what he's going to do. Tag team titles and the women's title. Now, I brought in a title called the Women's World Title for SmackDown. I didn't like the Divas name, of course. So I brought in one called the Women's World Title instead of WWE Women's. I'm going to call this the Women's World. Because SmackDown has the World Heavyweight. So basically Raw has all the WWE names. So SmackDown, I've got the World Heavyweight title. I've got the Women's World title. I don't have the World Tag titles. I've got the WWE Tag titles. They're on SmackDown. It says it there. I believe it's the US title. Yep. And Raw has the WWE title, the World Tag Team titles, the Intercontinental, and the WWE Women's title. So that's how everything works. I've put everything vacant. I'll let the other 2 guys decide what they're going to do when they get the game. I already know what I'm doing with my titles, but I'm not spoiling that for you, of course. Teams, I think you know all the teams. They're all there. And we've got TM61, the Wyatt family. They're all the team versions. The World's Greatest Tag Team, the Usos, Social Outcasts, Shining Stars, Revival, New Day, Luchas, Hype Bros, Truth, Dudley Boys, The Club, The Ascension. Gargano and Ciampa I have as a team. That's up to NXT or Michael to decide what he does with them. Certified G's, of course, Breezango, Blake and Murphy, and Alpha. We've got a lot of teams. I'm very happy about that. Stables, the White Family, Outcasts, New Day Club. That's self-explanatory. Don't think there's anything else I need to show you at the moment. What I am going to tell you is how this is going to work. So Raw is first. So Nicola is I'm going to send him the save file because I've saved it on mine. He will have all the updated rosters. He'll have this save file. He will make his show. He will send the save file to me. Yes, this works if you were wondering. We've done it on 2013. He'll send me the save file. I will advance a day, do the SmackDown card, run the show, and that sort of thing. And then I'm going to send it over to Michael, who will do the Wednesday night NXT, and then it'll go back to Nicola and that kind of thing. So, yeah, that's how it's going to work. What I might do is, for videos, I don't know whether or not, because I'm not going to get the save file after NXT. It's going to go straight to Nicola. So what I might have to do is just review my show. Just really trying to think of how I'm going to do it. I think I might review my show and then wait until we get to the pay-per-view and then review all their shows up to the pay-per-view, if that helps for you guys. I'll think of something, but that's how it's going to work. I hope this is really interesting. It's not just a 1-player game. This is a 3-player game. It's something never been done before on YouTube as far as I know. I don't think there's anything else I have to show you. Monday Night Raw is coming up next. That is going to be Nicola, which I don't know when he's going to do it. I think on the weekend. So hopefully, yeah, in about a week's time, I will have a video out for you guys. I will have my SmackDown show done. Maybe 2, maybe, who knows. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think I've got anything else to show you guys. I'm just trying to think. I believe we are all good. So yeah, that will do it, I think, for this one, guys. Let me know if I missed anything. I'll probably let you know in the comments below if you're wondering. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to see how much reception this gets, because if it gets good reception again, I will want to keep doing it. I do apologize there was no actual shows on this one. I wanted to preview the whole thing to get you guys hyped up for it and pretty much tell you how things are going to run. I know it was about 24 minutes long. I'm going to try and keep the actual episodes to lower. I just want to review the shows, that kind of thing. So I do apologize. But if you did stick around for the 25 minutes, I thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe for more. And I'll catch you guys in the very first episode.